What's going on, guys? Let's connect it up here. Live stream coming at you. Hopefully the audio is good. I think we're good. August 30th, 2020, coming at you live stream. We're going to talk about the Walking Dead show, comic stuff, movie news, Fear the Walking Dead, World Beyond. We're getting there, guys. It's August 30th as we have this live stream today. So thank you guys for being here. What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters on one eyebrow, also known as PT? I don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about the Walking Dead universe. There's not that much news going around. There's been more Fear the Walking Dead news than anything, and that's kind of interesting to me because we have the Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 16 first, which will be here before you know it. It'll be here on October 4th. Which it's crazy that this upcoming week on Tuesday, I believe, it'll be the first day of September. And then we got a bunch of different things to talk about here for, next week is September. And we have a show on Amazon called The Boys Season 2. It'll be the first couple episodes of that, and then there'll be episodes after that every week. And then October 4th, a month later, after The Boys comes out, is the Season 10, Episode 16. And then we have October 11th is Fear the Walking Dead. And then, of course, on October 4th and 11th and then beyond that is World Beyond. So, hey, Mark. Hey, Angel. Hey, Yenzi. Hey, Kami. Hey, everybody. Lynn. Everybody coming joining me today. So thank you guys for being here. I think there's a little delay from the chat to here. So Michael McCoy, there you go. Could you shout me out? Michael McCoy, yes, sir. So thank you guys for being here. I truly appreciate it. And first I want to start off, well, I guess I started already, but I want to say the news about Chadwick Boseman, who played T'Challa, however you want to say his name, T'Challa, King T'Challa on Black Panther. And that's one of those things that just happened a couple of days ago. And the actor was only 43 years old, and he died of colon cancer. And I know this is a Walking Dead kind of channel, but we talk about a bunch of different things here, right, too. So it's just been interesting because I didn't know he was 43 years old and didn't know that he had a problem. Like he was in a bunch of movies and a bunch of different stuff. And then all of a sudden, it's just crazy that boom, happened. And then it's one of those things, right? I know probably a lot of people, myself included, were like, no, that's not real, right? You see it on a couple of different sites and it starts popping up. I think it was Friday or Saturday that it came out. And I was like, what? That's not real. And it was, evidently. And it's just crazy to think that such a young person, 43 years old, is pretty young. If you think about the average lifespan for people, I look at the United States because I live in the United States, but across the world and across the globe, it's about 77, 78 for an American man and about 80 years old for an American woman. So that's way under the age, right? And of course we have people that die young and die old and everything, and it's a part of life, but it sucks. It's one of those things where it's just too young. And for him to die from colon cancer is something that has got to be terrible. I have, Crohn's disease and digestive stuff and stomach issues. And, it's just anytime that's, part of your life, it was interesting because it sucks. It sucks with eating, digestion, absorption. It's just not fun. And then I don't follow him on Instagram or anything. And people evidently had pictures of him as Black Panther and then him recently. And he lost a lot of weight and he was really skinny. And it was definitely something that people were making fun of him. And they had a name for him and everything. And then it turns out that he was dying of colon cancer. So I really hope all those people there said all those things. They feel really stupid for doing that. Because that's the way of the world right now is. I'm going to say what I want to say, do what I want to do, not have any repercussions. I can go online, go on social media, go on Instagram, go on Facebook and be like, ha ha ha, look at all this stuff. Look how dumb this looks. Look how this celebrity is. Ha ha ha, whatever, right? And it turns out that he had this horrible condition and he was suffering and well, I don't know if he was suffering, but it was definitely not a fun thing to have stage 3, stage 4 colon cancer and then ultimately die from that. And it's just a shame. And I don't know if he really told people about it. I don't know if he told Marvel or Disney, whoever, about it, and he maybe filmed another thing before he had the quarantine and stuff. So I don't know if he's done in all his projects, but it's just a sad thing, and it happened recently. And I was going to make a video on it, but I was like, I'll just talk about it Sunday on our live stream. So thank you guys for being here. I truly appreciate it. I just want to talk about that because, celebrities come and go and people come and go all the time, but this one kind of like hit me hard because I'm a Marvel fan. I got to see, some of the filming sites of different spots in Georgia where they film a lot of the Marvel movies. I've seen a lot of his projects, not just, him in Black Panther, but him in other movies. And you're like, man, and he's a young guy and you kind of feel like he was taken way too soon. But for some reason, that's what happens. And that's a part of life, unfortunately. And it's a shame. And, more and more people are going, and it's just one of those things. This is definitely the worst year. 2020 has to be up there, if not the worst year. I'm in my 30s now, so I haven't seen it all and done it all yet, and hopefully this is the worst year ever I will have to deal with in my life, and you and everybody involved. But it's just crazy to think that 2020, we lost so many people so far, and it's not even over yet. It's August, and we got September, October, November, December. We got 4 months left, and hopefully it just gets better and we roll into 2021. We'll have movies, we'll have things, we'll have stuff will be coming back. It should be better all around. I just hope so, right? And it starts with you, it starts with me, it starts with everybody, and hopefully we can be there for each other and be in this together. There's so many things going on with us as a society and as a population and just as human beings in the world that just aren't good, and it's like violence against people, against retaliation, and about this and about that. It's just like, man, it's just hopefully it gets better. And I think we can make a change and we can help things, and don't think that one person can't get things done, because you can help things a way that you help your neighbor, help your friends, help your coworkers, help people in public, help people in traffic, whatever it is, hopefully it goes through and we start to see the good in people. I don't know if it will or it won't, but it's just my hope that it is there for it too. But back on track of the Walking Dead stuff. So AMC is having a Where It All Began marathon, Walking Dead TV series show marathon on AMC. I'm probably not going to watch it because I have Netflix. And I can just watch that anytime I want, right? It's like I can just watch anything that's there on the first 9 seasons of it. And don't have to deal with commercials, don't have to deal with stuff there. But if you want to help support it, definitely check it out on AMC. I believe they're definitely starting the marathon today. And I'm guessing it's going all the way into season 10, episode 16, which is pretty cool to watch it that way, right? So hopefully we'll have, I think it's 5 weeks out. I think from today is 5 Sundays from the Walking Dead returns. So we got, today's the 30th. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 5 weeks from today. And we'll be watching The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 16. If you have AMC Premiere, and I'm guessing it's coming out on that Friday before that. So it'll be here before you know it. And I know we've been waiting forever, right? I feel like we were supposed to watch The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 16, and then The World Beyond, and then the craziness happens where we didn't get to see that, didn't get to see World Beyond, didn't get to see Fear of the Walking Dead. They couldn't finish it, but I believe the goal was to have them back filming Fear of the Walking Dead Season 6, the second half of Season 6, this this month, August. So hopefully they got back to work on there too. And there's been some tours around Sonoy. If you ever been to Sonoy, it's Senoia, Senoia is how you want to say it. But if you're from the area and the locals want to call it Sonoy, Georgia, that's where the town of Woodbury, the fictional town of Woodbury on The Walking Dead, was there. And then also the Alexandria is there and a bunch of other filming sites. So it's one of those things that we want to be cognizant if you'll be there. It's pretty cool stuff. You can go see the Woodbury shop the museum and the shop, and you can go definitely see some sights. Now, hopefully you guys have seen some of my videos, and you know that Atlanta Movie Tours has gone bye-bye. It is gone. It's closed up shop. So it's definitely one of those things that sucks, because I was a big fan of the Atlanta Movie Tours, and I always recommended them, and it's a sad day because they're closing up shop, most likely for financial reasons, because people aren't doing tourism, they're not traveling as much. So it's definitely not being, people to be there for tours. So I understand that. It's just one of those things that it's a sad day, because I've been on 3 of their tours. It was a great place, a great thing, great experiences, great tour guides. It was fun all around. But there is still the Georgia Tour Company that is around, and that is in downtown Sonoy. It's in the kind of across the street from the Woodbury shop, and it's kind of tucked away there, but it's right there. You can definitely take a tour with some awesome tour guides, and you can definitely check that out. It's still there as well. So I definitely recommend that. Or you can do some of your own tour, and you can go around and travel around. It's definitely something pretty fun to do. And so, Atlanta Movie Tours is down, but Georgia Tour Company is still there, so maybe they'll get more business and they'll be able to do that, so which is always fun. There's been some news about the Walking Dead comics in color. I think they're coming out pretty soon. You can pre-order them, and they have some different covers coming out. So The Walking Dead is a black and white comic, and now they're doing color issues, which is pretty cool stuff. So if you want to check that out, you can pre-order those, I believe. But Zach Dixon, TWD, says, PT Q&A, what would Morgan be like if he saw Henry's head on a pike? That's a good question. I don't know how Henry would impact Morgan still, because Morgan left, and it's a thing that I don't know how Morgan would have hated it, obviously, because Morgan was connected with Henry, and everybody being connected with the kingdom, it just would have been terrible. It would have been probably pretty cool to see Morgan in the Whisperer War, taking down Whisperers and Walkers and fighting them, and it would have been pretty cool to see him in the Whisperer War. It would have been awesome to see Rick and Maggie and everybody involved with that too. And I think Morgan is one of those characters that's pretty important for the Walking Dead universe. And, I brought it up in one of my previous videos that he's definitely up there as one of, if not the most important character. I mean, we know Rick is, obviously, but you don't sleep on Morgan, how important he was in season 1, episode 1, obviously, season 3, season 5, 6, 7, 8, Fear the Walking Dead. He's just been such a character that's been around for a long time too. So Julie asked a good question. What about the new teaser, Morgan Jones is dead? So that's in a little teaser where you see it in, from The Walking Dead. You see Morgan Jones, and it says Morgan Jones is dead. But obviously Morgan Jones is not dead, because he's right there looking at you, and he's got his arm in a sling kind of thing with some bandaging around where he was shot. And then it says, Morgan isn't going to be the same person. So I think that Morgan Jones is not dead, the character, maybe his mindset. And we all know that Morgan is an up and down, all around kind of character, where he loves to have his mindset, whatever it is, and then it changes rapidly. He's kind of extremes, where he's like, save everybody, take everybody out. All life is precious. Clear mode. No one survives. Everybody survives. You're like, it's just like, what is it going to be, right? So that's there. And then you see the Morgan go to Fear, and he tries to save people and everything. It's just kind of too much at times. So hopefully it makes sense and it's good, whatever they want to do. But they love to have the Morgan reaction of being a person that is like, his ideology and his principles, I don't know if he's in the moral compass, and then he's this character, then he's that character, then he's chaos. So exactly, and what Zach says, clear mode, Morgan is back. So is he going to go on a spree? But Morgan looks to be in rough shape, right? He looks kind of not to be the best person to be going after anybody. And so we'll have to see how he survives, if he is saved, how does he get away from the walkers? And I really hope it's answered, right? Because what if they start the season season 6, episode 1, and you see like Strand and Alicia inside one of the Pioneers, communities. Because season 5, episode 16 ended with Morgan sitting there in the church patio, porch, whatever you want to call it, and the walkers were coming towards them, and then done. So you would think it should start right back there, right? But I kind of doubt the show's going to do that. There's been some information, some reviews going around about season 6, episode 1, and I haven't seen it myself, so I can't say if it's exactly right. But I don't know if it's going to be that they're going to have that Morgan. I think we find out if Morgan's alive or not at the end of the episode. And we all know Morgan's going to live, right? I mean, why would you bring him there to not have him there to keep him around? It just doesn't make sense to Morgan go there to be killed off, right? So I'm not sure, right? So AMC, The Walking Dead one, PT, Q&A, what kind of person do you think Alicia will be like in season 6? That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, Alicia is kind of a character that is who she is, like, is she going to be this badass fighter, Carol Michonne type person? I don't know. Is she going to be a person that can stand on her own? Is she going to lead some people? I think so, right? I think that we're going to see Alicia and Strand together at their community, wherever they go. There's going to be other people there that don't really want to. They're kind of low-level people inside the community. Alicia, you see it. Alicia has people behind her. She has something in her hand. I don't know if it's her gun barrel weapon or a shovel or spears. I don't know. I forget what it is. But she swings it at a walker, and walkers are coming towards her and her group, and she's leading them. She's actually physically in front of them, and she's taking them down. I don't know if she gets captured and she's put in the jail cell for leading a revolution type thing against Ginny. Is Strand going to be Strand and continue to only look out for himself? Is he going to go against Alicia? Is he going to turn Alicia in? Is he going to work a deal from the inside to get on Ginny's, good side, to get favor with that? I could see Strand being that character because he's really been that way, right? He's really been that character who's all about himself. He was there with Nick in season 1, and he got to the boat, and they got to this, and they got away, and he was always kind of there with his own intentions. He was there to find his boyfriend, and then he got away, and then it burned down, and then he got this, and he was there to look after the kids, but then he was connected with Madison, and you kind of felt like Strand, he would sell you out. He shot Daniel. I mean, there's just so many things you're like, I don't know. I just see something big happening with Strand and Alicia, and I wonder if it's going to be a big turning point for that. I personally wouldn't be mad at the show if Strand goes against our group, which he's part of the group, but he goes against Alicia or goes against John Dory or June or somebody, and I think you see in the trailer that John and Strand are fighting. John is on top of Strand, and Strand is going to go against our group. He might be in the right place and the right way of doing it, but we're going to be like, oh, Strand sold him out. Strand's a bad guy now. Strand is this. And then I think Strand has to die in the story at some point, right? I mean, look at so many characters we've had since season 1. A lot of characters. And we've lost characters that we didn't want to lose. I personally didn't like Madison, but a lot of people did, right? So I know that people liked Madison and people were pissed when she went away. There's already people talking about Madison's coming back for season 6 and she filmed for this and she's going to be in the second half of season 6 and she's going to be filming there. And there's been an interview where she said that she could be there and she could be back and she could be this, right? So I just don't see that happening. I personally like Nick, and I like the idea of it being a thing where you had it where you could have him be a character, co-leads with him and Alicia, or, I don't know. I personally didn't like Madison, but people did. And she was killed off. And then Nick was killed off because the actor didn't want to be on the show anymore. Then we had Morgan come over, and some people liked it, some people didn't, but we had John and June and Althea, and then we had Dwight, and we had a bunch of characters come in. I really think the show has really struggled in multiple areas, in big ways, right? But I think it's been the villain aspect, right? Because when you saw the beginning of The Walking Dead, it was like people versus walkers, right? That was like the enemy was the bad. The villains were walkers and the bad people were villains. You have good humans, bad walkers. But then bad are still people too, right? That's a big thing. Then you had, Merle was kind of a bad guy. He was funny, but he was still a bad guy for sure, right? So, and we had Morgan. Then we had the governor, which was pretty important. Well, I guess you had Shane before that, right? So you kind of had Merle, who was kind of the bad guy. Then you had Shane. Then you had the governor. Then you had Terminus. Then we had the Wolves. Then we had the Saviors. I'm trying to just think of all the different people we've had on the show that were bad guys. Then the Whisperers, and they were clearly bad guys. Negan, you could say he's a good guy, he's a bad guy, he's complicated, he's got his code, he's got his ethics on there too. It's one of those things. But Fear the Walking Dead, what do we have? The military's kind of bad. Then we had the whole, the ranch, Native Americans, who's good, who's bad, do we agree with them? The autos, do we agree with these people? Claimers, yeah, Jeff Claimers, yeah. Claimers, they were kind of like a crazy group that we could see how they were, but then when they were doing the thing with Rick and Michonne and Carl and you're like, all right, now they're truly bad, because they were kind of had their own code and stuff there, But Walking Dead is its own. It's kind of the gold standard of the universe, right? It's the main criteria for the show. It's the main thing for what it is, right? Hospital people, exactly. So see how many people we've brought up just like that. I even forgot so many of them. There were so many people on The Walking Dead. There was enough bad people and bad villains that you had, the antagonists for our protagonists, right? Fear the Walking Dead struggles with that really bad. And then when you think about it, season 3, we got those people. Then we have the lazy saviors. Then we have the Martha, and then you have then it's like these people aren't really not captivating as to be our antagonists for our protagonists, and you have to see who was it really there on the show, because at the end of the day, it's always vultures right there. I was like, what were the people on Fear? Vultures. Vultures were like the lazy saviors, right? It's like what are we talking about? So you're like, they were just so it wasn't that captivating to me. And so I like Fear as a branch of the Walking Dead tree. And you got this big old, so we'll say this big old tree, right? And you got the Walking Dead. And you got a branch off of it of Fear. Then we got a branch off of it of the World Beyond. Then we got another branch of the movies. Then you got the webisodes. And you got it's like so many branches off of the main story of The Walking Dead. And I thought it was interesting because I brought up the idea of doing trivia in a couple different videos, and I'm gonna make a trivia quiz video this week, and I'll post it this week, right? And I'm really excited about it because I think I want to try and make it like the hardest Walking Dead quiz on there too, right? And it would be pretty good stuff, and it would be really good things. And I think the idea would be pretty fun to do, and it'd be a nice, fun thing to have it. So it'll be a fun question where I was thinking about having I'll ask the question in there with a picture or something on there, or maybe have multiple choice. I'm not sure how exactly I want to do it, but I'll have 10 questions, and it'd be kind of fun to do. Just a fun quiz and some good trivia. And that's always fun too. I always personally like trivia or quizzes, and just to see what you know, what you don't know. And there'll be some good questions throughout the different seasons on it too. We'll see how it goes first, and then I'll work from there too. So let me see. AMC The Walking Dead 1 PT Q&A. If you read Erickson's future for the show with no crossover and Madison's kind of turning into the Governor Negan and going against her kids, would you have rather that future for the show? I don't know. That's an interesting point. I don't know. I just think that they wanted to have Fear the Walking Dead, the first season, be like its own thing, right? We're going to go in California. We're going to have no connecting point with The Walking Dead whatsoever, even though it's in the name. And I believe the showrunner wanted to have his own show, its own thing, California story, California dreaming, California this. Walkers are going to be still involved with the show. It's going to be the start of the zombie apocalypse. It's going to really be the big thing there in California. Patient Zero was going to be, the Nick's girlfriend, drug addict who died in the church, and Nick's running away and gets hit by the car and everything. And, it's kind of a good thing in theory, but the people that watched The Walking Dead wanted to see connecting points with another show, but it just never was there. Like, I think you missed the opportunity really big time to have, a show that to branch off of the main show, and it didn't have to connect the biggest way. So I don't know. I think the thing's pretty interesting, and I just not sure. It just seems forced. So many things kind of seem forced now. We're like, we want to have this being, we want to put that in there. I want to connect the show now. Fear the Walking Dead should connect with The Walking Dead. So we're going to have a crossover character. Then we're going to have another crossover character. Then we're going to have another crossover character. Then we're going to have the shows kind of connect with this. We're going to have the helicopter people be the glue that binds it, So I don't know if it was, I don't know. So, but it is what it is. We got what we got. So we'll see. So, but, yeah, see, we had a good question here. What was it? Alexander Romero asks, who would win in a fight, Negan or Shane? That's a good question. Well, I think you got to take out Negan. Negan doesn't have Lucille. They fight hand to hand. I think I would go with Shane. I think Shane wins the fight. I think it's a close one, but I think, well, I got to give it to John Bernthal because John Bernthal was a boxer and he has some training there. Negan is super skinny, I think. And I think Shane would have, different tactics. It would be pretty cool to see them happen. But it would have been really awesome to see Shane involved with that. As much as he would have been, in my eyes, the what if scenario. Like, what if Shane survived, went away with Andrea, they came back, and it would have been fun. It would have been, I don't know. Yeah, so yeah, Shane is the Punisher. Shane is the Punisher. I really hope they make more of that show or a movie. And I heard the Marvel Cinematic Universe wants to bring the Punisher into that. And I think they wanted to have John Bernthal still play Frank Castle as the Punisher in whatever movie or however they wanted to do that, because that was a Netflix show. You had Daredevil, which was really good, The Punisher, which was really good. I didn't really see the other ones too much, but I know they were really good shows that I enjoyed, and I really hope John Bernthal joins the Marvel Cinematic Universe for sure too. So Wilson says Negan is the comedian from The Watchmen. Yeah, I mean, Negan, while Jeffrey Morgan was skinnier, is very skinny now compared to his previous roles. I'll never forget one of the first things I've seen Jeffrey Dean Morgan in was a movie called The Losers with Idris Elba, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Chris Evans. Who else is in that movie? But there's like a bunch of people in that movie, and it's a really good kind of, I think it's a comic that was turned into a movie as well too, but it was pretty cool. So what else we got? So we had Fear the Walking Dead news about that. The movie news. I'll talk about that for a second. I'm making I'm making a video after I had this live stream. I'm going to talk about it there, but since you guys are here, let's talk about it now. So I'll bring it up here. Let me see what it is. Someone asked The Walking Dead on Twitter says the great thing about The Walking Dead is that we won't force you to choose between risking your life for a movie and staying at home. And then someone asks, so we're never going to see these Rick Grimes movies? The Walking Dead on Twitter replied, it's going to be a minute. So, yeah, it's been a minute, right? Zoe Saldana, exactly. Wilson was in The Losers. See, you guys know that movie. It's a good movie, right? I liked it. But so it's going to be a minute for the Walking Dead Rick Grimes movies. Well, it's been a minute. It's been a while, right? It's been a long while since it's been happening, right? So it's been crazy to think that. So Rick left the show in season 9, episode 5. And in 5 weeks, we're coming up on season 10, episode 16. And that just seems like forever, right? It seems like so long since the last time we've seen Rick Grimes on The Walking Dead. I mean, so much has happened. We have an older Judith. We have, CRM is more involved. We see, different shows. Morgan's gone. Michonne's gone. Maggie's coming back. Channel Side, The Whispers, Walkers, Alpha, Beta, Negan's out. So many stuff has happened since Rick has been gone. Like, what if we don't see the Rick Grimes movie, the first movie, until 2022 or 2023, right? Does that seem like forever ago? Yeah. So I don't even know. Like, hopefully this, I mean, you know what? After all this time with COVID-19 and everything, and things have been shut down since March, the scripts for the 3 movies should be done, I think. Right? Definitely the first movie should be done. Maybe even the second movie. You should have things lined up. I'm hoping that they film the 3 movies back to back to back. And because if you film a movie, it takes about 3 to 4 months. I think is what they say, probably around 3 months. And if you film all 3 movies, if they want to go that route, if they can do that route, but there's been so much time going by, like. Andrew Lincoln's going to be in the movie. Jadis is going to be in the movie. Pollyanna McIntosh. That Heath could be in the movie, may or may not. Hopefully, Michonne is in the second or third movie. What are they going to do with the Daryl stuff, and how they're going to connect? So, I just really hope they come out sooner rather than later. But I really hope they film it back to back, at least movie back to back, if not back to back to back. So we'll see. Rob Rischel asks, Q&A, do you think when the Rick movies finally come out, there will be a renewed interest in the Walking Dead universe? I don't know. That's a great question. It just depends on, like, is the Walking Dead show going to be off the air and then the movies come out? Or are we going to be going into season 12 of the Walking Dead show, and then we have the movie, and then we have season 13, and then we have the second movie, and then it's over, and we have it's like, I don't know exactly how they're going to be. Hopefully they can get it all together. I just hope that it makes sense for them to do it safely, effectively, and it just is good for everybody involved, because, the fans are the fans, and we're going to watch, and we're going to be involved. And I know there's a lot of people saying, I'm not going to watch, and this is forever. This is ridiculous. They're taking forever, So I don't know if it's going to take forever, and then people are still going to watch. People are going to watch. People are going to watch the movies. They're going to want to find out what's going to happen. Just like everybody's going to watch season 10, episode 16, and people are really mad and pissed about everything in this world. But people are going to watch the show. They're going to watch and to see what happens, and it's going to be a big deal because people want to know what's going to happen with the season 10 finale going into, I guess, the 6 extra episodes into season 11. It's been forever. How's it going to be with the last 2 to 5 minutes? What's it going to be involved with Negan, Maggie, Beta, Whispers, Carol, Daryl, Father Gabriel? Who lives? Who dies? What's going to happen in so many different ways? We all want to know, right? So Michael McCoy asks, are you a fan of the video games? I'm a fan of video games, yes, but the Walking Dead video games, not so much. I haven't really played much of them. I do play No Man's Land on my tablet. I have a guild, Fight For Us. It's all one word, Fight For Us. I'm probably going to have to clean out some people from the guild. Not everybody plays it in there. They don't really participate in the wars and stuff, so I might have to, clean out some people who haven't really participated in things there. So we may have some openings in our Fight For Us guild, all one word. But that's really what I play that. I play, The Last of Us, Days Gone, Resident Evil, and more games like that too. So we'll have to see what we want to do for that. Julie asks, Q&A, will we see Rick Grimes in TV series before it ends? I don't know. I think that if we do, it'll probably be the last season of The Walking Dead, if not the last couple episodes of The Walking Dead. I think it should start with Rick and end with Rick, kind of like the comics. So maybe he comes back for the penultimate series finale, the episode 15 of 16. He comes back for that. We all know what happens in the comics. If you don't know, I've said it numerous times on here. So you know that he probably won't make it to the final episode, but I do think that the show could end in a way similar to the comics. So I think he should be involved. But, again, I'm not a writer. I don't work for that stuff. But in a perfect world, I think the fans would want to see Rick involved with it, and Morgan as well. And, of course, Daryl and Carol, too. So let me see what you got. Good questions here. Michael McCoy asks, are you a fan of Telltale Walking Dead video games? That's not my style. I don't like making decisions. What do you do? What do you not do? I like the open world stuff. Like I like the Spider-Man game on PS4. I like Grand Theft Auto. I like Days Gone. I like Last of Us. I like where it's open world, playing in a big sandbox type of thing. I think that's what we should have for that type of thing. And I still feel like my series Fight For Us would be a great video game because you could be in the city, you could be on the beach, you could be in different areas, you can be different spots, an open world where you can go in and out of buildings, hop over cars and have different weapons and different upgrades and stuff. Like, it just makes sense to me to have that as a video game. And that's how I see it sometimes too, because I grew up playing Nintendo. Zelda is one of my favorite games of all times, and that's open world. That's to me, that's like the first open world game where you can go into different different levels and different areas, and go to, once you get the raft and the ladder, and you can just really go to a lot of different worlds, and the world opens up more and more and more with the more stuff that you get too. So that's pretty cool stuff. And that's what I like. I like open world. You can do what you want, do missions, do side missions, side quests, side things like that. And I grew up with that stuff. So that's kind of definitely in my wheelhouse. So playing video games, I don't know how to make a video game. I don't know how to do that, but I really wish I did. And I think that would be the ultimate dream of mine, to have my book series into a video game and a TV show. That's the dream. Don't know if it's ever going to happen, but, that would be pretty cool if it did. And you got to have dreams. You got to have goals. You got to have things in life, big, small, short-term, long-term goals. You got to dream big, and hopefully you'll achieve things like that from time to time, no matter what it is, for sure. Rob Rishel asks, will Fear the Walking Dead and the Walking Dead characters cross over to the flagship series towards the end of airing? Do you think Rick will come back to the show in the end? I don't know what the plan is for the World Beyond. So Fear the Walking Dead and World Beyond. I don't know if we're going to have everybody just come together in the Walking Dead show. Like we're going to have, because we all know that World Beyond is 2 seasons. So I hope that they come and merge with Fear. And the characters, hopefully we like these characters, right? We don't need more nonsense characters that we don't even care about. So I hope World Beyond merges with Fear, and then Fear merges with The Walking Dead, and then we have The Walking Dead and the movies versus CRM, Commonwealth, CRM, Pioneers, Mountaineers, everybody, some big craziness happening there. It just makes sense to have stuff branch off and come back to the tree, come back to the area, right? I mean, it just makes so much sense for that to happen, and I hope it does. John Grisham asks, do you think Connie could come back but get bit? I don't want to see her come back to be bit. I don't want to see her as a walker. I want to see her back safe and sound. But we do have to lose somebody in Magna's group, right? I mean, Magna's group is pretty big. You got Connie, Kelly, Yumiko, Magna, and Luke, right? So we got 5 people there. 5 people that were added in season 9. And I really thought we were going to lose somebody in the Pike lineup, but we didn't. And that's okay. I personally like Luke, and I talk about it in the video. There's some different theories and speculation going around that it would be kind of interesting to see if we lose somebody in the season 10 finale. I'm just not sure. So sorry I went off on some tangents there, but let me answer Yenzi's question. You guys are awesome. If you want to do some super chats, donate to the channel. It's always welcome. You don't have to. Just being here is always appreciated. Hitting that like button, hitting the subscribe button, tell your friends, tell your family. That's always appreciated. We truly appreciate that, guys. But Yenzi asks, Q&A, hey, bro, do you think Negan will ever see Sherry again if she comes back to The Walking Dead with DeWayne and Morgan? That's a good question, Yenzi. I don't know, because what they've done with Negan and Negan's way of life, we didn't even see Negan interact with Frankie, and she lived in Alexandria. Frankie had a kid with somebody else, and we didn't see this, and it's kind of like, what the heck is going on with Negan previous to being captured? No interaction with Frankie. No conversation about the helicopter that he saw, Jadis not being around, Rick not being around. Do you think that you could have Negan talk about some things that previously happened, right? Like, oh, what happened to that chick with the weird haircut? Or what happened with this? I remember I saw a helicopter. Have you guys seen any more helicopters? And like, what? What happened? What? Negan? Like, there's been no connecting point with that. I hate when people do that, right? So it doesn't make sense for Negan's story pre-war, post-war, and after the war to get connected with it. It just doesn't make that much sense to me to not come back around. It just should be I don't know. We'll see if Negan's going to ever connect the dots that way, if that's the actual connecting point for the helicopter to find Rick. And, it's just not a big fan of that too. So we'll have to see. But I got sidetracked on there. Let me see. The Logan 007. What's your favorite Walking Dead episode and favorite season, and how would you rank the seasons? My favorite episode and season are season 6. Episode 609 is my favorite episode and season of the show for sure. But also, I think that I was going to bring this up before I got sidetracked on there again, so I apologize for that. I think there's been some tours going around with the Georgia Tour Company. And if you don't follow them, give them a follow on Facebook. Tell Mara Sonoy Rosita I said hello. She is a friend of mine, and she's pretty awesome. So definitely recommend. Exactly, Alexander. No Way Out. That's the episode name, 609. I think that she saw, or somebody saw, who was giving a tour. There were some different lighting rigs that were in and parked. They weren't like up in there. They were parked around Alexandria. So Sonoy's not very big. If you've ever been there, you have Woodbury, the railroad tracks, and then Alexandria. And that's Sonoy. Of course, a little around there, then you have like the Claimer House and the Pudding House, and stuff's around there. You go this way in the street, and it's not the biggest thing, right? So, and it's awesome. It's small town USA. It's a cute town. It's a cute area. If you've ever been there, if you haven't ever been there, definitely check it out. But there was a rig there that was red. It's a lighting company, I believe, or lightning. I don't know exactly what it was, but it's a red truck that is designed for filming. So if we see more and more and more of those things around, it'd be pretty cool, because then they're going to start filming. And I believe the early word was that they planned on filming the 6 extra episodes starting in October. So maybe they have pre-production in September, which is a couple days away. Then they'll start filming early October, maybe a week or 2 weeks per episode. Again, I don't think they're going to have that many characters in each episode. I don't know what their plan is. I've had my ideas, my predictions, my theories of what they could be about, but we just don't know, right? So if and when we get information on that, and information about season 10, episode 16, and season 11, and spoilers, potential spoilers, and all that, we share it with you. But we're just not sure if we're going to get them, how we're going to get them, when they're going to get them, because everybody knows the big spoiler site closed, but they weren't the only spoiler site. So we'll have to see how stuff gets around. And I think we'll get more information when people start watching season 10, episode 16, as the people who review them, the critics, they'd send out the different copies, the screeners for people, and then I think people get the information that way. And so when they start coming out around that, hopefully we'll find out more information about it. And when I get information, we share it with you guys for sure too. So we appreciate that. I want to give a little update about my book series, Fight For Us. I know some people love it, some people enjoy it. I have 2 chapters left to edit, and it's book 13. It's called Reckoning, Fight For Us Reckoning. It'll be out hopefully in October. So I have to edit chapters 17 and 18. My wife started editing her, because what happens is I write it, edit it a little bit, and then I finish it, and then I write it, I go through it and do my first edit. She goes through and reads it and does an edit, and then I edit it one more time, and then I post it up there, and then I make it available on Amazon. So I'm going to finish mine tomorrow. She'll hopefully finish hers in September, and then when she starts writing, when she gets about halfway done, I'll start going through mine, because I don't want to catch up to her edit and go past hers to come back. It's just not right that way. So It just makes sense for it. Jeffrey Brooks asks, how long does it take you to write? It depends. Early on, I made the big mistake of writing it, doing a little proofreading, and then making it available. So I could write a book, in a month initially. And that's way too fast, way too early, way too rushed. And I did that for the first couple books because I was excited about the story. People liked this story. They wanted to find out more about it. So I was like, okay, sounds good. Let's do it, baby. I got stuff to say. I got a story. I got 20 books in my mind to write. Go, 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 go. New characters, new this, new problems, new situations were coming out. And then I was like, wow, this is actually kind of bad. It was kind of terrible. And then people, who bought it, they let me know that it wasn't the best edited, and it was just a mess, right? So then I learned, and then I went back and I learned what to do, what not to do. And then I learned the hard way. And since then, we're coming up on book 13. So I've learned how to write it. And probably, I was writing a chapter a day for, 18 days, not consecutive, but with all this time on my hands, I've been able to do, more of that, right? So that took me at least probably about 3 weeks to write it initially. And then I was proofreading a chapter a day, and I did that. And then I started proofreading 2 chapters a day. So that was probably a couple weeks. So it's probably been about 2 months now that I'm into this book, and it'll probably be another month or a month and a half. So probably about 3 to probably 4 months it takes me to write a book now, quality book. And my goal was to have 2 books out a year. Before, I tried to get 3 books out a year, but like Angel says, quality over quantity. And that's for sure what it was. But, when somebody supports you and they're excited about the book or excited about whatever you do, I want to make them happy or get them satisfied and, have it there too. And I would get the book out and people would read it. And it's easy reading. It's not the most complicated reading by any means, but it's hopefully a story that gets you integral into it, and you feel involved and you feel like encompassing with it. You feel like you're a part of the story. And I know my dad likes it, my wife likes it, I like it, my friends like it, a lot of people like it, and a lot of people in here like it on there too. But I was just trying to go too much too fast and trying to get it out there. And, I learned my lessons the hard way. And from there, I went back and adjusted them and edited them and then re-uploaded the stuff on there too. So, that was my biggest mistake. And I've said it before and said it time again. And so right now, it usually takes me about 4 months to get a quality book out, and I try to get 2 books out a year. So we'll get that. And then I want to start In 100 Days Part 2. That'll be my next book after I finish Reckoning. That's the goal of that too. So we're getting there, guys. I'm very excited about it. It means a lot to me. Hopefully you guys will check it out. If you don't, that's okay too. You don't have to, but it's just one of those things that if you want to help support the channel, you can donate in a variety of ways. We have a Patreon. You can do super chats on here. The money comes back to the channel. Also a book series, so you get something for your buying a book. I don't get all the proceeds from the book sales do not come directly back to me. Amazon takes a piece, and then I get a small percentage of that. So it's something that I can do there, and it's a story that is pretty cool. It's a fictional story of parts of Tampa, parts of Tennessee, North Carolina, parts of Florida. It kind of travels around a little bit, and it's just kind of a cool story for that. So hopefully you guys will join the fight and pick up your copy today on Amazon in paperback and digital format on Kindle. Hopefully you guys saw my audiobook. I thought that was pretty cool. I enjoyed doing it. I changed it up a little bit. I added some new things in there from the first couple pages of it, and then I thought it was pretty awesome. I want to do more audiobooks because I think people like audiobooks. They like to put something on, and if you like the person's voice and the story going through it, it'll be pretty cool too. So pretty interesting, right? So Mark Simmons asks, how about that oil rig, Bri? Haven't forgot about that, Mark. Oil. It's just, I don't know. It's definitely something that we talked about, Mark, and there's definitely going to be something, maybe some aspect of the up and coming books will have involved with a rig, an oil rig, or maybe more than one rig or something like that too. So it's pretty cool stuff too. So Angel says, hoping to become a member after these 2 funerals are paid for. Just takes time. You don't have to, Angel. Don't feel bad for that. Don't feel bad for not becoming a member. I'm sorry that 2 funerals are paid for. I'm sorry about that. Jeez. There's bigger things to worry about than that. Just worry about what you got to do. And anybody involved. Like, I don't want anybody to feel like I am forcing anybody to do anything here. It's just like, it really helps us out because in multiple ways by coming back to the channel, and I can continue to have, more videos for you guys every day. And it's starting to rain out here too. So also, guys, hopefully you guys are okay from the hurricane. If you live in Texas or Louisiana or Mississippi or, Arkansas or wherever in the Midwest, hopefully you're okay with it. It's just definitely one of those things where, I know about hurricanes. I live in Florida, and I lived in Florida for a while now. And it's one of those things where hurricanes suck. There's nothing good about hurricanes. Hurricanes bring winds and power loss and flooding and just so many things, damage to a lot of areas. And I've seen some of the stuff, and hopefully you guys are safe and sound. And again, that's the last thing we need right now is, Mother Nature to bring some hurricanes and tear up stuff anywhere. And, we have enough going on this year too. So it's just crazy for sure too. So. Well, Angel and everybody here, I'm glad you enjoy it here, and I'm glad I enjoy having you guys here in this awesome discussion and talk about it. It's pretty awesome stuff. I just love talking about The Walking Dead, and also with some awesome people too, for sure too. So, Angel says, death predictions for Fear or The Walking Dead finale. If you said it, I missed it. My death predictions for Fear, I don't know, right? Because I feel like we should have lost somebody by now on Fear of significance, right? Hey, I'm sure, Bob, earthquakes got to be tough as well. I just haven't lived through them. I lived on the East Coast my whole life, so living in Florida with hurricanes and stuff, earthquakes can't be fun either, too, right? I hope Ginny goes away in Fear. I feel like Morgan lives. I hope John lives. I hope June lives. Althea's got to live because they're a connecting point with Isabel and CRM. I personally hope Strand goes. I could see that. That'd be pretty cool. Wendell, where's Wendell been? We don't even see him in any of the trailers. I like Wendell. I like a lot of the characters, I don't know what's going to happen with Wes, with stuff there. I just hope that it just is pretty cool makes sense for the story. I don't know what they're going to do. I hope Dwight and Sherry live. Like, that'd be crappy if Dwight gets there and Sherry gets killed this season. You're like, all this time for that too, right? Just crazy too. So, Alexander Romero says, thanks, Ryan, for the positive attitude. Peace and love goes out to everyone. Stay safe and have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you, Alexander, for the super chat. I appreciate it. I just had to put that out there because you don't have to, but I appreciate it, and it goes a long way, and I truly appreciate the stuff coming into the channel to continue to make some awesome videos for you guys. Appreciate that. For my Walking Dead finale predictions, I personally think Father Gabriel goes away. I think that Rachel has a good possibility. I think all the kids are okay. RJ, Gracie, Judith, Coco. I think everybody will be fine there. But I don't know what's going to happen with Rosita. But it was like, what's going to happen? Like, okay, you can't have Father Gabriel and Rosita die. Who's going to raise Coco, right? If Father Gabriel goes, Rosita's got to live. So I just think that would be okay. I think Beta survives. I'm just not sure what it is. I don't know. I think my biggest thing is I think Father Gabriel, for sure. Robert says, hey, Bri, what are some of the best webisodes titles? I'd like to check them out. What do you mean, Rob? I'm not sure. What do you mean by webisodes for titles? I'm not sure what you mean there. But the titles, if you mean the book series, the titles are right here in the description of this video, and really every video. Are they in order? I got to update this. So in most of my videos that I post, not this one, of course, as I say that, the book series, the titles are in order from those. I just have some links. This has got to be updated. I haven't updated this in a while. Sorry. I've been slacking on that, but the book titles are on our store, our Amazon storefront. They're there, but they're also in order in the description of videos. Disney Rocks says, Father G, Beatrice, Beta, and Luke. Father G and Beatrice, I agree. Beta, I'm not sure if he goes away. Luke, I hope he lives, but, just not sure, too. So I hope Ezekiel comes back. I hope Ezekiel is one of those characters that gets treatment in the Commonwealth and sticks around. I could see Ezekiel being kind of like a diplomatic person because he's kind of like royalty. He could talk and schmooze with the political aspects of the Miltons. So him and Yumiko could do some big things there. I think that makes sense. And Jeffrey says, Al's camera should be gone, taken by Ginny. The whole stop and let's get this on camera. Like, what are you on, a family vacation? Like, hey guys, we're going to the Grand Canyon. We got to record the whole trip. No, this is a zombie apocalypse. You're worried about food, water, safety, security, getting a shelter, getting on there too. It's just like crazy, right? It's one of those things where you're like, man, the camera stuff, I could see why they do it, but it's overkill. And we all know that guy that was on the bridge and he's like, oh, I got to get the camera. I got it. And he's looking at it and it's just terrible. And then he dies because of that. Just like, what the heck is going on there? Frico Rico asks Q&A, do you think Morgan and Dwight and the main crew from Fear the Walking Dead will join our guys in The Walking Dead Season 11, Season 12? I hope so. I hope they come back around again. But, we don't know what's going to happen with Morgan, Ginny. Can Dwight be around Daryl? Because the last time we saw each other, they said, don't come around here, too. So we'll have to see what actually happens, what their plan is. And I just hope it makes sense. I just am ready for the season 10 finale, guys. I know we're all excited for it. It'll be, and of course this had to happen. I think we're coming back. Yep. So hopefully it resumes. So sorry for the buffering. We lost some things there too. So I know we have that. So we'll go for a couple more minutes, guys. 3 more minutes. I know I lost some of the stream there too. So, so what do we got there? Frico says, oh my God, didn't hear your answers. Let me see your question again. Frico Rico. That's a great name, by the way. Do you think Morgan and Dwight and the main crew for Fear the Walking Dead will join our guys in The Walking Dead Season 11 and 12? I don't know. I don't know what they want to do with that. I hope so. I hope Morgan and Dwight go there, but I don't know how it would be with Dwight and Daryl. And what if Daryl goes away and Dwight, Morgan, Sherry, they come back around? Negan's there. I don't know how they want, if Negan sticks around. There's a lot of big questions for that. Again, I don't write for the show, so I'm not sure where they want to go with it. If it's Gimple or Kang or Kirkman, what they actually want to do with it. If we want to have, I still think CRM is going to be the big bad at the end, the final villainous group that's going to be, for sure. My thought, Angel, for the new series, The Walking Dead World Beyond, is that I really hope it's good. I hope it's entertaining. I hope the characters are good. I hope it's interesting. And I don't mind it being teenagers or kids, Stranger Things is a great show. And there's kids on there that do the bulk of the acting on there. But you have the adults. You have Hopper. And you have, Winona Ryder's character that I can never remember her name, but Winona Ryder's character. So you have adults, and it makes sense to have kids be the focus of it, and it could be pretty interesting for it too. So Jeffrey Brooks asks, Bri, is AMC premiere worth it? I don't know. That's a matter of questioning. And when there's a lot of content on there, for sure. Like if you got AMC premiere, if you got it, right before The Walking Dead returns, and you get it for, so long, there's got to be a trial of it, I would assume. So maybe you try it out to see if you like it, to get it ahead of time. But watching it that Friday beforehand is pretty cool to get ahead of it too. So, so we got that, we got there on there too, guys. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Alexander Romero, for the super chat. Thank you guys for being here this Sunday, August 30th, 2020. I'll be back next Sunday. We'll talk about some more stuff. I'm going to make that trivia video this week and post it later this week, so be on the look for that. I have a couple more video ideas, but if you have any ideas for a video, let me know. We're going to be here. September's coming up before you know it. We'll have the NFL's there. We got basketball going on, the playoffs. NFL's coming up very soon. Then we got, The Boys is coming on Friday, so I'll be having those. And so we have a bunch of stuff to talk about. Thank you guys for being here. I truly appreciate it. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, and belief and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories, but working hard. You know, things in life require effort and sacrifice and working hard. And you can do things little by little by little, and stuff adds up. You can do it. Don't get discouraged. You know, you can take a break, take some time off, come back to it whenever you can do it. I know you can do big things, even if it doesn't seem possible. You can. Believe it, you can achieve it, and keep working hard. Thank you guys for being here. I truly appreciate it. I love my PT peeps. I'm Walking Dead family and my fighters. See you guys next Sunday. Be safe, and I'll see you.